Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the numerical on analysis of frame by cantilever method, part 2, by approximate analysis of multi-stored frames in subject structural analysis 2. This is the statement of the numerical problem. Determine the approximate values of moment, shear and axial forces in the member of frame loaded and supported as shown in the figure using cantilever method of analysis. Area of each exterior column is 1/2 of the area of the interior column. So this is the given loaded and supported frame as shown in the figure, which is subjected to a horizontal load of 25 kilonewton at joint G and 50 kilonewton at joint M. Okay. Next step is to locate the point of contraflexure at the center of beam and column, and we have given the notation as 1, 2, 3 up to 5 at the center of beam and column. Okay. Now the next step after locating the point of contraflexure is to determine the CG of the frame. Now here in the numerical they have given the area of exterior column is A, whereas area of internal column is twice A. Okay. Now to find out the CG of the frame, we will take the moment of the area of column at the leftmost column axis. Now here we will take the moment to find out the CG of the frame. Okay. So A1 into 0 because the distance is 0, A2, okay, into what is the distance here? This distance is 4.5. Then A3, now this third column, into 10.5, the total distance is 10.5, equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 into X bar. Okay. Now here, what is the area of first column? It is twice A. Area of second column, area of second column is twice A. Area of third column is A. Took the value of A1, A2 and A3. So we'll get X bar as 4.875. Okay. Now after that we have considered the upper story. This is the upper story, and we have released the frame from node 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Okay, after releasing the frame from node 3, 4 and 5, okay, we have taken summation fx equal to 0, that is h3 plus h4 plus h5 is equal to 25. Now taking moment at point P. Now here point P is the CG of this frame. Okay. So we are taking the moment with respect to that point. Okay. So V3 into the distance 4.875, V4 into distance 0.375 and V5 into 5.625 equal to H3, H4, H5 into, okay, into 1.5. Okay. Now here we use the second assumption that axial force in column proportional to its distance from the centroid and area of the column groups at that level. So what that ratio is? Ratio is stress upon distance from the CG. What is stress? Stress is nothing but force upon area. Okay, already we have found out the distance from the CG of each column. So this is the distance of CG of column 1. This is the distance of CG from column for column 2, and this is for column 3. Okay. So put the values here. X1 bar, X2 bar and X3 bar, we can say them, and we'll find out, we'll put the value of V4 and V5 in terms of V3, and we'll put the value of V4 and V5 in this equation. Okay, in this equation to get the value of V3. Now here we have find out the value of V3, then we find out the value of V4 and V5. Okay, so these values. Okay, now here we have put the value of V3, V4 and V5. Okay, now other forces, that is H3, H1 and V1, we have calculated by using the equilibrium equation, summation Fy, summation of moment and summation Fx. Already we have seen in the last video. Okay, these are the forces. Okay, now in the last video one mistake was there in free body diagram of Y. Here instead of summation Fx, the wrong equilibrium equation we have selected. Now here In this case, the unknown, only one unknown is there, that is h5. Okay, now to find out h5, which equilibrium equation will use? H5 is the horizontal force, so we have to consider summation fx equal to 0. So towards the right positive, towards the left negative. So minus h5 plus, minus h5 plus 7.573. So what is value of h5? 7.573. Okay, so in this way we find out the forces. Okay. Okay, now we'll consider the lower story. Now this is the lower story, whereas this is the upper story. Now at the lower story, which are the point of contraflexure? The points are 8, 9 and 10. So we'll release the frame from that point 8, 9 and 10 and we'll draw the free body diagram. Okay, so already we know the value of x bar now. What is the value of x bar? It is 4.875. From which column? From first column. Okay, so we'll find out this is now x1 bar, this is x2 bar and this is x3 bar. Okay, now we'll apply the first equilibrium equation, that is summation fx equal to 0. Okay, so then h8 plus h9 plus h10 will be equal to what? 50 plus 25. Okay, now we'll take the moment at point P equal to 0. Okay, so V8 into what? 4.875. Then V9, here will be a mistake. So this force should be downward. So V9 into 0.375. Okay, and V10 into 5.625. Okay, here we have written. Okay, so equal to what? H8 plus H9 plus H10. Okay, it will act in this side. So instead of taking plus minus sign, I have written on the other side of the equal sign. Into what is the distance? 1.5 plus 3, it is 4.5. Okay, now this 50 kilonewton will act in this way. Okay, so it will be what? Minus 50 into 3. Okay, now as per our assumption that axial force in column is proportional to distance from the centroid, so what and the area of the column group at that level. So what is the ratio? Stress upon distance from the CG. Okay, now what is stress? Stress is nothing but force upon area. Okay, now what is the force for first column? It is V8 upon area. We have to consider here axial force. Okay, V8 upon area of first column is A upon what is distance x1 bar? 4.875 equal to V9 upon area of second column is 2A upon what is the CG? x2 bar, it is 0.375 equal to what is the force in third column? It is V10. What is the area? E. And what is the distance from the CG? 5.625. Okay, now here we'll find out the value of V9 and V10 in terms of V8. Okay, so V9 is equal to what? 0.154 V8 and V10 is equal to 1.154 V8. So we'll put the value of V9 and V10 in this equation. Okay, now if you see here, there is only one unknown now, that is V8. Okay, so here if you solve this, if you simplify this equation and solve, we'll get the value of V8. So value of V8 is 16.42. Now put the value of put this value of V8 in this equation. So what we'll get? 0.154 into 16.42. So we'll get the value what? 2.53. This value is of V9. Okay, now we'll put the value of V8 in the second equation. Okay, and 1.154 into 16.42 will get the value as what? 18.95. So 18.95 is value of V10 and 2.53 is value of V9. Okay, so here we have find out the vertical forces now. Okay, now this is very important now. Okay, now this node is node number 1. Okay, this node is node number 1. This is node number 2. Okay, this is node number 3. this is node number 4, this is node number 5, okay, node number 6, node number 7, node number 8, 9 and 10. Okay, now here observe the forces at node number 1. Okay, so here the horizontal force is there. For a free body diagram of joint G, H1 is acting towards the left, and for free body diagram of joint H, H1 is acting towards the right hand side. So here this horizontal force is acting in equal and opposite direction, but the value of the force is same, that is 20.076. This is very important. Observe V1 force now. Now for G joint it is acting upward, and for H joint it is acting downward. So here it is equal and opposite. Same case is at the joint 2 also. Now observe the joint 3 here now. Now V3 for the upper story, V3 here it is acting downward, but for the free body diagram of joint F it is acting upward. So here it is equal and opposite, but the value of the force is same, that is 3.283. Here also at V6, see the value of H6. The force H6 is acting towards the left side for the joint F, and for joint E it is acting towards the right hand side. So it is equal and opposite. V6 also for joint F it is acting upward, and for joint E it is acting downward. Okay, but the value of force is the same, that is 13.14. So only thing that you have to remember here, to keep the node 6 in equilibrium, the horizontal and vertical forces should act in equal and opposite direction when we consider the free body diagram of that joint. This is very, very important. Okay, so if you choose the wrong sign, then your numerical will be wrong. Okay, now we'll consider the free body diagram on joint F, E and D. Okay, now here which forces are known to us, we'll highlight those forces by now which forces are known to us. We know the V3, we know H3, okay, and we know V8. Okay, now here what are the unknowns now? The unknowns are V6, H6 and H8. So how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns. So as we know that there are 3 equilibrium equations, summation Fy, summation moment and summation Fx. By applying those equations we can find out these 3 unknowns. Okay, now in cantilever method, first equilibrium equation that you have to apply is summation Fy equal to 0. Okay, now here whatever the upward forces that are acting upward, positive, the forces acting downward, negative. So what are the vertical forces? 3.283 acting upward, positive. Then V6 acting upward, positive, and 16.42 acting downward, minus. So from this we'll get the value of V6. What is the value of V6? 13.14. Okay, now next we'll take the summation of moment at joint F equal to 0. Now here if you observe V3, V8 and H6, these are the forces which are passing through the point F. So we don't consider those forces now. So here H8, it is acting in which direction? Clockwise, minus. What is the perpendicular distance? 2.25. Then H3, how H3 is acting? Again clockwise, minus 4.925 into the distance is 1.5, and the next force is V6. How V6 is acting? It is acting in anti-clockwise direction, yes or no? So plus. So what is the value of V6? 13.14, and what is the distance? 2.25. So from this we'll get the value of H8, that is 9.86 kilonewton. Okay, you have to solve this on the calculator and then we'll get this value. Okay, now here there is only one unknown, and that is what? H6. Now to find out the value of H6, we'll apply the third equilibrium equation, that is summation of horizontal forces in x direction equal to 0. Towards right positive, towards left negative. Okay, now what are the horizontal forces now acting at joint? Okay, in the free body diagram of joint F, 50 kilonewton acting toward the right, positive. Okay, then H8, what is the H8? It is 9.86, where it is acting towards the left hand side, so minus. So H3, where it is acting towards the right side, what is the value? 4.925. Okay, so plus. And H6, where H6 force is acting, it is acting towards the left hand side, so minus. And if you simplify this, we'll get the value of H6, that is 45.06. Okay, now consider the free body diagram of joint E. So here, which are the forces that are known to us? Okay, we know V4, okay, we know H4. Now, just now we have found out value of V6, H6 and V9 are known to us. Okay, so here, what are the forces that we have to find out? We have to find out V7, H7 and H9. Okay, so again we'll apply the first equilibrium equation, that is summation of moment in vertical direction equal to 0, that is summation of Fy equal to 0, upward positive, downward negative. Okay, now 13.14 acting downward, minus. Okay, 5.06 acting upward, plus. V7 acting upward, plus. 2.53 acting, oh here is one missed. Okay, it should be plus. Okay, and sorry, so here this V9 force, by mistake I have shown in upward direction, but it is in downward direction. Okay, so here it is correct, minus 2.53 is correct. Here by mistake I have shown in upward direction. So the value after simplifying this equation, value of V7 is 15.164. Okay, now here you make correction that this force is acting down. Okay, now we'll apply the second equilibrium equation. What is second equilibrium equation? That is summation of moment at joint E equal to 0. So 13.14, how it is acting? Anti-clockwise direction. So plus, what is distance? 2.25. Okay, and H9, how H9 is acting? It is acting in clockwise direction. So minus, what is distance? 2.25. Okay, then 15.16, that is value of V7. Okay, it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. What is the distance? 3. Okay, and 12.503. What is 12.503? It is H4. It is acting in which direction? Clockwise direction. So minus. So minus 12.503 into the distance is 1.5. Okay, so we'll get the, after simplifying, we'll get the value of H9, 25.023. Okay, now we'll apply the next equilibrium equation, that is summation Fx equal to 0. Towards right positive, towards left negative. What are the horizontal forces? 45.065 acting towards the right hand side. H7, it is acting towards the left hand side. Okay, then 12.503 acting towards the right hand side. Okay, so plus, and 25. Where is 25? So H9 is the value of 25.02. This 25.023, it is acting towards the left hand side, so minus. So here we'll get value of H7. Okay, now we'll consider joint D now. Here only one unknown is there. Which is that unknown now? It is H10. Okay, as this is the horizontal forces, only one unknown is there. Only one equilibrium equation will be required, and that is summation Fx equal to 0. Okay, so 32.54 acting towards the right hand side, plus 7.573 acting towards the right side, plus, and H10 is acting towards the left hand side. So from this we'll get the value of H10, that is 40.113 kilonewton. So in this way we have found out the forces in the different node of the frame. Okay, so as we know what are the forces, the next step and the final step, that is the bending moment diagram. Okay, now here, as we know that for the beam we have to consider the vertical member, and for the column we have to consider the horizontal member. So this is the node number what? This is the node number 1. Okay, this is the node number 1. Okay, I will. This is node number 1. This is node number 2. Node number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, now here which force we have to consider for node 1? This is the horizontal member, so we have to consider the vertical member. So which is the vertical forces? V1. So what is the value of V1? 3.283. Okay, now for node 2, what is the vertical force? V2. What is the value of V2? 3.789. Okay, last time how the nature of this bending moment diagram is in this way, already we have seen now. Okay, now here how we will get this value? 3.283 is the force multiplied by distance 2.25, we'll get this value 7.39. okay, so join this by a straight line. Okay, like this we can join. Okay, then here 3.789 into 3 will get by the value as what? 11.37. so join this by a straight line like this. Okay, now here node 6, what is the vertical forces? V6. What is the value of V6? 13.14. so 13.14 into the distance 2.25, so we'll get value what? 29.56. so here join it by a straight line like this. Okay, next one is at node 7, what is the vertical force? V7, that is 15.164. so 15.164 into the distance 3, so we'll get value what? 45.49. okay, so join this by a straight line like this. So this was regarding for what? Beam. Now we'll see for the column. Now here at node 3, so as this is the column, we have to consider the horizontal forces. Now here, what is the horizontal force? That is H3, 4.925 into the distance 1.5. okay, so what is the value? 7.39. okay, join this by a straight line like this. Next, now here node 4, what is the horizontal force? H4, what is that value? 12.503. so 12.503 into the distance, that is 1.5. so what is the value? 18.75. so join this by a straight line like this. Okay, then at node 5, what is the horizontal forces? 7.573 multiplied by 1.5, what value are getting? 11.36. here also 11.36. okay, so we are getting the same value. What is the reason behind that? Because the distance is the same and force is also same. Distance is, it is acting at the center. We are considering the point of control structure at the center. Okay, now here, what is the node 8? Okay, what is the horizontal force at node 8? It is H8. What is the value of H8? 9.86. What is the distance? 2.2 pi. So 9.86 into 2.25, we are getting the value 22.185. okay, I will change the color here. Okay, so here I will join this by a straight line. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram for column EF. Now for node 9, what is the horizontal force? 25.023 into the distance 2.25. so what value are getting? 56.60. here also 56.60. okay, join this by a straight line. Okay, next node and last node, node number 10, horizontal force is H8. so what is that value? 40.13 into 2.25, so we are getting 90.29. here also 90.29. so join this by a straight line. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram for the given multi-storied frame. Now here in exam, there is no need to show this node number like this. Okay, only you draw this, show this diagram like this and show the values. Okay, for understanding I have written these arrows and all this thing. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram for the given multi-storied frame by using the cantilever method. Okay, thank you for watching this video.